The cosmic whisper. In the vast emptiness of space, silence reigned supreme. That is, until the day humanity heard the whisper. It was a Tuesday, unremarkable in every way, when Dr. Samira Patel sat bolt upright in her chair at the SETI Institute. Her eyes widened as she stared at the monitors before her, hardly daring to believe what she was seeing. The signal was faint, barely distinguishable from the cosmic background noise, but it was there, and it was repeating. "Holy shit," she whispered, her trembling fingers flying across the keyboard. "Holy shit." Within hours, observatories around the world were confirming what Samira had discovered. A signal, artificial in origin, was emanating from a star system 40 light-years away. It wasn't random noise or a pulsar or any other known cosmic phenomenon. It was a message. As governments scrambled and the world held its collective breath, linguists and practographers worked tirelessly to decipher the alien transmission. It took weeks, but finally they cracked it. The message, when translated, was simple and chilling. "Help us. They are coming. You are our last hope." The debates raged across every nation on Earth. Some argued for caution, for isolation. Why risk humanity's safety for an unknown alien race? Others pushed for immediate action, driven by curiosity or a sense of cosmic duty. In the end, it was a speech by United Nations Secretary-General Adebayo Okafor that tipped the scales. "We stand at a crossroads," he said, his voice resonating in the halls of the UN and in homes around the world. "For centuries, we have looked to the stars and wondered, are we alone? Now we know the answer. And with that knowledge comes a choice. Do we turn our backs on a civilization in need, or do we extend our hand in friendship and aid, proving that humanity's greatest strength is not our technology or our weapons, but our compassion?" The decision was made. Humanity would answer the call. But how to respond to a message that had taken 40 years to reach Earth? Traditional radio waves would take another 40 years to return. Humanity needed a breakthrough, and fast. Enter Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a brilliant but eccentric physicist who had been working on a controversial theory of quantum entanglement communication. Her lab in Tokyo became the center of the global effort to achieve the impossible: instantaneous communication across light years. Weeks turned into months. Yuki worked herself to exhaustion, fueled by a potent mixture of coffee, determination, and the weight of an entire species' hopes. Her team grew, then shrank, as even the most optimistic scientists lost faith, but Yuki persevered. And then, on a rainy night in April, it happened. The quantum entanglement device, a chaos of wires and exotic materials that filled an entire room, hummed to life. Yuki, dark circles under her eyes and her hair a wild mess, typed out a simple message. "We hear you. We're coming. Hold on." She hit send, and for a moment, nothing happened. The room held its breath, and then, impossibly, a reply appeared on the screen. "Thank the stars. Please hurry." The room erupted in cheers. Yuki collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down her face. They had done it. First contact had been made. But the celebration was short-lived. Now that communication had been established, the true nature of the aliens' plight became clear. They called themselves the Luminae, a peaceful race of bioluminescent beings whose civilizations spanned their entire solar system. But they were under attack by a force they called the Void, a relentless, all-consuming darkness that devoured entire planets. The Luminae had fought bravely, but their weapons and shields proved useless against the Void. In desperation, they had sent out a call to the stars, hoping against hope that someone, anyone, would answer. Now, humanity faced its greatest challenge: how to cross 40 light-years of space in time to save a dying civilization. Traditional propulsion methods would take centuries. Once again, the world turned to its scientists for a miracle. This time, it was a collaboration between Dr. Elena Rodriguez, a warp field theorist, and Xiao Chen, a prodigy in antimatter containment, that provided the breakthrough. They proposed a radical new form of propulsion, a warp bubble powered by controlled antimatter annihilation. The theory was sound, but putting it into practice would require resources beyond anything humanity had ever attempted. Every nation on Earth would need to contribute. Old rivalries would have to be set aside. The entire human race would have to unite in a single monumental effort. As the world debated and prepared, a team of astronauts began their training. They were an international group, the best Earth had to offer. Captain Zara Hendricks, a decorated pilot with nerves of steel. Dr. Kwame O.C., xenobiologist and diplomat. Engineer Jin Park, a genius with machines and improvised solutions. And a dozen others, each bringing unique skills and perspectives. They trained relentlessly, preparing for every conceivable scenario. How to fight in zero gravity. How to negotiate with alien life forms. How to repair a warp drive mid-flight. And always, the weight of two civilizations resting on their shoulders. Finally, after 18 months of feverish work, the Starship Hyperion stood ready on its launch pad. It was a sleek vessel, all smooth lines and gleaming metal, bristling with sensors and weapons humanity hoped it wouldn't need to use. At its heart lay the experimental warp drive, a piece of technology that would either carry them across the galaxy or tear them apart in the cold vacuum of space. The night before launch, Captain Hendricks stood alone on the observation deck, staring up at the stars. Somewhere out there, the Luminae were fighting for their very existence, holding on to hope that help was coming. Zara felt the enormity of the task before her, the lives depending on her crew's success. But as she gazed at the endless expanse of space, she felt something else too. A fierce pride in her species, in the ingenuity and determination that had brought them to this point, and a burning curiosity to see what lay beyond, to be the first human to set foot on an alien world. Tomorrow they would launch. Tomorrow, humanity would take its first real step into the galactic community. And whatever challenges awaited them out there in the dark between the stars, Zara knew one thing for certain: humanity was ready. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, casting a golden glow on the Hyperion, the countdown began. The world held its breath as the massive engines roared to life. In mission control, Dr. Patel, the woman who had first heard the alien signal, gripped the edge of her console. "Godspeed," she whispered as the Hyperion lifted off in a blaze of light and sound, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two civilizations. The journey had begun, the quantum odyssey. As the Hyperion pierced Earth's atmosphere, Captain Zara Hendricks felt a shiver run down her spine. This wasn't just a journey across space, it was humanity's leap into a new era. The experimental quantum warp drive hummed to life, its energy signature unlike anything ever created on Earth. Initiating quantum fold, engineer Jin Park announced, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. Brace for dimensional shift. The stars around them blurred, stretching into lines of light. Then, with a flash that seemed to bend reality itself, the Hyperion vanished from Earth's solar system. What followed was a journey beyond imagination. The ship tunneled through layers of space-time, witnessing cosmic phenomena no human eye had ever seen. Vast, luminous nebulae swirled with colors that defied description. Black holes danced in gravitational ballets, warping the very fabric of the universe. But it wasn't all breathtaking beauty. Strange, ethereal entities drifted through the quantum foam, some curious, others hostile. The crew found themselves battling creatures of pure energy, using hastily modified shields to repel attacks that threatened to unravel their molecular structure. Dr. Kwame Osei, the xenobiologist, worked tirelessly to understand these new life forms. "They're not just aliens," he explained during a tense crew meeting. "They're manifestations of quantum probability. Our very presence here is changing the fundamental laws of physics." As they journeyed deeper into uncharted space, the Hyperion encountered a phenomenon that threatened to end their mission before it began. A massive quantum storm loomed before them, a swirling vortex of temporal energy that could scatter their atoms across 1,000,000 timelines. "We can't go around it," Zara announced grimly. "We don't have the time. We have to go through." What followed was a harrowing navigation through the heart of chaos. Jin's expertise was pushed to the limit as he recalibrated the warp drive on the fly, using the storm's own energy to propel them forward. Zora's piloting skills were tested as she guided the ship through temporal eddies that could have flung them millions of years into the past or future. For the crew, time lost all meaning. They experienced moments of their past and glimpses of possible futures. Some saw visions of Earth's destruction, others of a golden age of galactic peace. Through it all, they clung to their mission, to the promise they had made to a dying alien race. As they emerged from the quantum storm, forever changed by the experience, a new challenge awaited them. The Hyperion's systems, strained beyond their limits, began to fail. Life support flickered, and the warp drive sputtered on the edge of collapse. With no habitable planets in sight, the crew faced a terrible choice: push on and risk death in the void, or turn back, abandoning the Luminae to their fate. It was Aria Chen, the ship's doctor and resident philosopher, who provided the spark of hope they needed. "We've come this far by pushing the boundaries of what's possible," she said. "Why stop now? We're not just a crew. We're the embodiment of humanity's potential. Let's show the universe what that really means." Inspired by her words, the crew embarked on a desperate plan. They would cannibalize non-essential systems to repair the warp drive, using theoretical physics and sheer human ingenuity to rewrite the laws of quantum mechanics. For days they worked, sleeping in shifts, pushing their minds and bodies to the limit. Jin and Quain collaborated on a biomechanical interface, allowing them to link their brains directly to the ship's quantum core. Zora and Aria devised a meditation technique that allowed the crew to synchronize their consciousness, creating a unified field that stabilized the warp bubble. As the last connections were made, alarms blared throughout the ship. The warp drive was overloading, reality itself beginning to fray around them. In that moment of crisis, the crew of the Hyperion did something unprecedented. They joined minds, not just with each other, but with the ship itself. Human consciousness merged with quantum technology, creating a hybrid entity that existed beyond the boundaries of conventional physics. The Hyperion became more than a ship. It became a living extension of humanity's will. With a thought, they rewrote the quantum equations governing their journey. Space and time bent to their collective will. The ship surged forward, leaving behind a trail of newborn stars, the cosmic fabric itself transformed by their passage. As they approached the Luminae system, the crew gradually separated their consciousness from the ship, forever changed by the experience. They had glimpsed the true nature of the universe and humanity's place within it. They were no longer just explorers or diplomats. They had become something new, quantum pioneers, reshaping reality with the power of human determination and creativity. The Luminae homeworld loomed before them, a blue-green jewel orbiting a dying star. But surrounding the planet was a sight that chilled them to their core. The void, a roiling mass of absolute darkness, was closing in. Zara opened a channel to the planet's surface, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "This is Captain Zara Hendricks of the Earth ship Hyperion. We heard your call. We're here to help." There was a moment of tense silence, then a reply came through. The alien voice was melodious, filled with a mixture of relief and desperate hope. "Thank the cosmic light. But how? You've traveled an impossible distance." Zora smiled, looking around at her crew. Tired, changed, but unbroken. "Let's just say we rewrote a few universal laws along the way. Now, tell us everything. We've got a universe to save." As the Luminae began to explain the full extent of the threat they faced, the crew of the Hyperion stood ready. They had crossed the gulf between stars, battled quantum storms, and merged with the very fabric of spacetime. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them with the indomitable spirit that had carried them across the cosmos. The real battle was about to begin, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy what it was truly capable of: the quantum crucible. As the Hyperion entered the Luminae system, the crew was struck by a sight both beautiful and terrifying. The Luminae homeworld, Aurora, gleamed like a sapphire against the velvet black of space, but surrounding it was the void, a roiling mass of absolute nothingness that devoured light, matter, and even time itself. Captain Zara Hendricks wasted no time. "Open a channel to the Luminae leadership," she ordered. Within moments, a holographic image flickered to life on the bridge. The alien that appeared was unlike anything they had imagined, a being of pure light and energy, its form constantly shifting in mesmerizing patterns. "I am High Counselor Zix," the Luminae said, its voice a symphony of harmonics. "You've arrived just in time." The void grows stronger by the moment. Dr. Quang Osei stepped forward, his eyes alight with curiosity and concern. "Can you tell us more about this void? What exactly are we dealing with?" Zix's form pulsed with what seemed to be a mix of fear and determination. "The void is anti-existence. It doesn't just destroy, it unmakes. Anything it touches is erased from the cosmic tapestry, as if it never existed at all." The gravity of the situation settled over the Hyperion's crew. This wasn't just a battle for one alien race, it was a fight for the very nature of reality itself. Engineer Jin Park, his mind already racing with possibilities, spoke up. "Our quantum drive, could we use it as a weapon? Create a counterforce to push back the void?" Before anyone could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Multiple anomalies detected," the ship's AI announced. "The void is evolving." On the viewscreen, tendrils of absolute darkness began to reach out from the main mass, probing towards Aurora and the Hyperion. But these weren't mindless extensions. They moved with purpose, with intelligence. "It's adapting," Zara realized with a chill. "It knows we're here." What followed was a battle unlike any in human history. The Hyperion danced through space, its quantum drive allowing it to phase in and out of reality, narrowly avoiding the void's grasp. Jin and his engineering team worked feverishly, converting the ship's sensors into quantum beacons that could temporarily push back the darkness. But it wasn't enough. For every tendril they repelled, two more took its place. The void was learning, growing stronger with each encounter. In a desperate gambit, Zara ordered the Hyperion to land on Aurora. If it couldn't beat the void in space, perhaps the key lay on the planet itself. As they descended through the atmosphere, the true beauty of the Luminae world revealed itself. Cities of living crystal pulsed with inner light, while the very air seemed to sing with cosmic harmonies. But underneath the beauty lay fear. Millions of Luminae citizens huddled in shelters, their light dimming as the void closed in. High Counselor Zix met them at a vast crystal spire that served as the planet's defense headquarters. "Welcome to Aurora," the alien said, its form flickering with barely contained anxiety. "I fear you may have doomed yourselves by coming here." But Zara and her crew weren't ready to give up. They had crossed the galaxy, rewritten the laws of physics, and stared into the face of cosmic horror. They weren't about to back down now. What followed was a fusion of human ingenuity and Luminae cosmic wisdom. Dr. Osei worked with Luminae scientists to understand the fundamental nature of their light-based biology. Jin and his team integrated crystal tech with quantum mechanics, creating devices that could manipulate the very fabric of spacetime. But it was Aria Chen, the ship's doctor and philosopher, who provided the breakthrough they needed. "We're thinking too literally," she said during a strategy session. "The void isn't just darkness, it's the absence of everything, including thought and possibility. To fight it, we need to become the embodiment of potential itself." Her words sparked a radical plan. Using a combination of Luminae crystal technology and the Hyperion's quantum core, they would create a device that amplified thought itself. Every sentient being on Aurora, human and Luminae alike, would link their minds, creating a collective consciousness of infinite creativity and will. The process was dangerous, the outcome uncertain. As the void closed in, blotting out the stars themselves, the device was activated. Billions of minds merged into one, a singular point of pure thought and infinite possibility. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The void continued its inexorable advance, tendrils of unreality reaching for the heart of Aurora. But then, slowly at first, but with gathering speed, pinpricks of light began to appear within the darkness. These weren't just lights, there were new realities, branching timelines, infinite possibilities given form by the collective will of two species united. Where the void sought to erase, this new force created. Galaxies bloomed in the space between moments. Entire universes flickered in and out of existence, each one a testament to the creative potential of life itself. The void recoiled, its advance halted for the first time since it had begun its cosmic rampage. But the entity of pure thought didn't stop there. It pursued the void, unmaking the unmaker, until finally, with a silent flash that rippled across the cosmos, the void was gone. As the collective consciousness gradually separated back into individual minds, humans and Luminae alike found themselves forever changed. They had touched the infinite, had become one with the very essence of creation itself. In the aftermath, as the Luminae began the process of rebuilding, Captain Zara Hendricks stood with High Counselor Zix, watching a new star bloom in the space where the void had been. "What happens now?" Zara asked, still reeling from the experience of cosmic oneness. Zix's form shimmered with colors Zara could now recognize as joy and excitement. Now the real adventure begins. You humans have shown us that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever imagined. Together, there's no limit to what we might discover. As if in response to Zix's words, a signal came through on the Hyperion's still-active quantum communicator. It was from Earth, but not the Earth they had left behind. Somehow, the defeat of the void had rippled backward through time, accelerating humanity's development. The Earth that called to them now was a Type I civilization, ready to take its place among the stars. Zara smiled, feeling the weight of infinite possibilities before them. "Well then," she said, "I guess it's time we introduced ourselves to the galaxy properly." As the Hyperion prepared for its journey home, not just across space, but into a new future they had helped create, one thing was clear: humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. The quantum renaissance. The return journey to Earth was nothing like the perilous voyage that had brought the Hyperion to Aurora. With their newfound mastery of quantum mechanics and the power of thought itself, Captain Zara Hendricks and her crew navigated the cosmos with ease, reality bending to their will. As they approached the Sol system, however, they realized just how much had changed. Earth was no longer a pale blue dot, but a glittering jewel surrounded by a vast network of orbital habitats and energy collectors, the mark of a civilization that had ascended to harness the full power of its star. Unidentified vessel, came the voice over the comms, "You're entering restricted space. Identify yourself immediately." Zara couldn't help but smile. "This is Captain Zara Hendricks of the Earth ship Hyperion. We're coming home." There was a moment of stunned silence, then an eruption of cheers and exclamations. The legend of the Hyperion, the ship that had answered an alien distress call and vanished into the unknown, had clearly grown in their absence. As they docked with the massive space station that now orbited Earth, Zara and her crew were met by a delegation of Earth's leaders. Among them was a face Zara recognized from historical records, Dr. Samara Patel, the woman who had first detected the Luminae distress signal. But this Samara was older, her eyes carrying the wisdom of decades. "Welcome back, Captain," Samara said, her voice thick with emotion. "Or shall I say, welcome to the future you helped create." What followed was a debriefing unlike any in human history. As Zara and her crew recounted their journey, the quantum storms, the merging of minds with their ship, the battle against the void, Earth's leaders listened in awe. The implications of what they had achieved were staggering. "You've ushered in a new era for humanity," the president of the United Earth Alliance said. Thanks to the temporal ripples from your victory over the void, we've advanced centuries in mere decades. We're ready to take our place in the galactic community. But with this new power came new responsibilities. As Earth prepared to formally introduce itself to the wider galaxy, the crew of the Hyperion found themselves thrust into the role of ambassadors and teachers. Jin Park worked with Earth's top scientists to develop new technologies based on the quantum principles they had discovered. Entire industries were revolutionized overnight as matter replicators, gravity manipulators, and fault-controlled interfaces became commonplace. Dr. Kwame Osai headed a new xenobiology initiative, using his experiences with the Luminae to prepare humanity for the vast diversity of life they would encounter among the stars. His work laid the foundation for peaceful first contact protocols that would shape interstellar diplomacy for generations to come. Arya Chen, whose philosophical insights had been key to their victory over the void, became a spiritual leader of sorts. She taught meditation techniques that allowed humans to touch the quantum fabric of reality, leading to a renaissance in art, music, and creative expression that boggled the mind. But it was Zora who faced perhaps the greatest challenge. As Earth's fleets prepared to venture out into the galaxy, she was offered command of the first official diplomatic mission. Their destination, the Great Galactic Council, a gathering of advanced civilizations that had long watched humanity's progress from afar. On the eve of their departure, Zara stood in the observation deck of the new flagship, Quantum Horizon, staring out at the star-filled sky. Earth gleamed behind her, a beacon of blue and green and shimmering technology. Having second thoughts, came a familiar voice. Zara turned to see High Counselor Zix, the Luminae leader who had accompanied them back to Earth as an official ambassador. "Not second thoughts," Zara replied. "Just taking it all in. A few years ago, we were alone in the universe, sending out radio signals and hoping someone would answer. Now we're about to join a galactic civilization." Zix's form shimmered with what Zara now recognized as amusement. "The universe has a way of surprising us. Your people faced cosmic horrors and reshaped reality itself. I have a feeling you'll fit right in out there." As if on cue, the ship's AI announced that final preparations were complete. It was time to depart. Zara took one last look at Earth, the cradle of humanity that had launched them into this grand adventure. Then, with a thought, she connected to the ship's quantum core. Around her, the crew did the same, their minds linking in a now familiar cosmic dance. "Take us out," Zara commanded, her voice resonating not just through the ship, but through the very fabric of space-time. The Quantum Horizon surged forward, leaving Earth behind in a dazzling display of light and energy. As they accelerated past the speed of light, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible, Zara felt a thrill of excitement. Humanity had answered a call for help and in doing so, had transformed itself. They had faced the darkness between the stars and emerged stronger, wiser, ready to take their place in the grand tapestry of cosmic civilizations. As the ship hurtled towards destiny, Zara knew one thing for certain: whatever wonders or challenges awaited them in the vast expanse of the galaxy, humanity would face them with courage, creativity, and an unquenchable spirit of adventure. The next chapter of human history was about to be written among the stars, the cosmic confluence. As the Quantum Horizon approached the fabled galactic core, home to the enigmatic Galactic Council, Captain Zara Hendricks felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The ship's quantum sensors detected civilizations and structures that defied human comprehension. Dyson spheres harnessing the power of entire stars, planets transformed into vast supercomputers, and beings of pure energy dancing between dimensions. "We're receiving a transmission," announced the ship's AI, its voice resonating through the neural link shared by the crew. "It's unlike anything in our databases." Suddenly, the bridge of the Quantum Horizon transformed. The crew found themselves standing in what appeared to be a vast amphitheater carved from living starlight. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and states of matter surrounded them, some humanoid, others defying description. A voice echoed through their minds, not in words, but in pure concepts and emotions. "Welcome, children of Earth. We are the Galactic Council. Your ascension has long been foretold." Zara stepped forward, her quantum-enhanced mind allowing her to communicate on this new level. "We come in peace, seeking knowledge and alliance." A ripple of what could only be described as cosmic amusements swept through the assembly. "Peace? Alliance? Young ones, you have already changed the very fabric of reality. Your battle against the void has reshaped the cosmic order." Images flashed through their collective consciousness: the Hyperion's journey, the merging of minds, the defeat of the void. But there was more. They saw how their actions had created ripples across time and space, awakening dormant potentials in countless civilizations. "You have ushered in a new age," the council continued, "the age of quantum harmonics. But with great power comes great responsibility. You must learn to wield your newfound abilities wisely." What followed was a cosmic education beyond anything humanity had ever experienced. The crew of the Quantum Horizon became students of the universe itself. They learned of ancient cosmic wars that had shaped galaxies, of beings that existed beyond time, and of the delicate balance that held reality together. Dr. Kwame Osei found himself deep in discussion with entities that had catalogued the genetic codes of entire galactic superclusters. The xenobiological knowledge he gained would revolutionize medicine and biology back on Earth. Jin Park's mind expanded as he was taught engineering principles that treated the laws of physics as mere suggestions. He saw how entire universes could be created and shaped, used as vast computational engines to solve problems beyond mortal comprehension. Arya Chen delved into the philosophical and spiritual teachings of civilizations millions of years old. She touched the very essence of consciousness itself, understanding at last the true nature of thought and its power to shape reality. But it was Zora who faced the greatest challenge. The Council revealed to her a truth that shook her to her core. Humanity's rapid ascension had not gone unnoticed. There were forces in the cosmos that feared this new, unpredictable race, forces that would seek to destroy Earth before it could fully realize its potential. "You must prepare," the Council warned, "for you now stand at a crossroads of cosmic destiny." As their education neared its end, the crew of the Quantum Horizon were given a choice. They could return to Earth, armed with their new knowledge, to guide humanity's development, or they could ascend, joining the ranks of the Galactic Council as guardians of cosmic order. The decision was unanimous. They would return home. As the Quantum Horizon prepared to depart, the Council left them with one final gift: a seed of pure quantum potential. "Plant this in the heart of your world," they were told. "It will grow into a tree of knowledge, connecting Earth to the cosmic network. Use it wisely." The journey back to Earth was a time of reflection and preparation. Each member of the crew knew that the future of their species now rested on their shoulders. They were no longer just explorers or diplomats. They were the guardians of humanity's cosmic destiny. As they approached the Sol system, they found it transformed once again. In their absence, Earth had continued to advance at an astonishing rate. The vast ring now encircled the planet, a marvel of engineering that housed billions and served as a gateway to the stars. They were greeted as heroes and visionaries. The knowledge they brought back sparked a new renaissance in art, science, and spirituality. The quantum seed was planted in a specially prepared chamber beneath the Himalayas, its roots spreading to connect every human mind to the cosmic consciousness. But even as Earth celebrated its ascension, Zahra and her crew knew that challenges lay ahead. They had glimpsed the true scope of the cosmos, its wonders and its terrors. They had seen civilizations rise and fall, universes born and die. Now it fell to them to guide humanity through its next great adventure, to prepare their species for the wonders and dangers that awaited them among the stars, to ensure that the human spirit of curiosity, compassion, and courage would light the way through the cosmic dark. As Zara stood on the observation deck of Earth's new space elevator, watching ships depart for distant stars, she felt a sense of both pride and responsibility. Humanity had answered a call for help and in doing so, had transformed itself into something greater. They were no longer alone in the universe. They were no longer bound by the limits of their birth world. They were cosmic citizens, quantum pioneers, with the power to shape reality itself. But more than that, they were still human, still driven by that unquenchable desire to explore, to understand, to connect. And as long as that spark remained, Zara knew that humanity's true journey was just beginning. The stars awaited, and humanity was ready to take its place among them. As the sun set on this new earth, casting the quantum ring in hues of gold and purple, Zara smiled. Whatever the future held, one thing was certain. It was going to be one hell of an adventure.